Okay, so I'm a little groggy today. Yesterday my son got married and I didn't get home till about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, and then I was up all night with that feeling that you get from certain people who are just kind and generous and inspire you to be better as a person. And these two, my son and his now wife, just lifted everyone that was at their ceremony. It wasn't about them feeling special. They presented their ceremony and their wedding celebration in a way that made everyone there feel special. It wasn't a look at me, I'm so wonderful. It was which I normally see in brides. We all do. It's my day. I'm fantastic. They put all of their energy into making their guests feel their love, because they turned the entire day around. It was about us feeling comfortable, us feeling happy, giving us ways to interact and exchange and play and talk and not feel contrived. It was one of the most magnificent things I've ever seen in my life. It was a great day. And I drove back from Maine feeling jubilant. But I woke up this morning and I got a message on Facebook from a woman named Dr. Parker, Dr. Parker is a teacher down south. I can't remember which state down south because I'm groggy and happy and filled with dragonflies and fireflies and things. Magnificence and love and ocean water, being on an island. But anyway, Dr. Parker, I opened up my Facebook account, and Dr. Parker had sent me a message this morning. We've been talking a lot about her students and class and how I paint, because she's familiar with how I paint and my videos, see. So she wanted to let me know that one of her students, a fellow named Garrett, had written her because now he's learning a new way to paint and a new way to work through Dr. Parker, through me, as I did through other people. So I'm just kind of like my son and his wife. I'm sharing and hoping to inspire people to do things differently, to do things a little bit better. I think that's what I wanted to say. I'm not sure. Rockiness. So anyway, yeah, Garrett's letter was really sweet. It was just really nice to wake up to his email, the email that Dr. Parker had shared with me. And I get a lot of messages. I get a lot of emails. I get a lot of messages on Facebook, comments on YouTube. I've only gotten one or two really nasty comments, including "you're vile" and "your artwork is vile." I don't give a crap about that guy. It has nothing to do with me. And that's one thing you learn as an artist. When people come up and they go, blah blah art talk, negative art talk, blah blah, hate you, you learn to go, dude, that has nothing to do with me. You learn to have confidence in what you're doing, confidence in your vision, as they say, vision, the portfolios you're trying to build, etc., etc. And you learn to block that out. He's talking to himself, is basically it. I'm making nasty words come out of my mouth so that you will hear me say what I think about me, not necessarily you. I could be doing this at a mirror, but it wouldn't be nearly as much fun for my ego as this is, in trying to make you feel bad. Okay? No, that's what you do. You just go, okay, and understand it has nothing to do with you. Anywho, where was I going? Besides back to bed. Behind me are some paintings that I've been working on, and the kids in Dr. Parker's class are doing pieces they're essentially, along the same lines. So I wanted to show you how far I've gotten. I've been doing the 4-panel drag queen piece, and then I've got another one back here. This is Twidgy Fissure. When I first started, like all my paintings, was mainly a collection of abstract shapes and really horrible colors. And now we're pulling together. I don't know if you can see it from the camera, I mean from that angle, but I've got, I'm putting the folds in Twidgy's dress. I'm putting the highlights and the creases in her dress, which is just one of my favorite things in the whole world to do. I'm using the lines that I initially set down with aerosols, the general shapes that I use with aerosols. I'm redefining them. I'm taking them and bending them so that this is more hair than just shapes, geometric shapes. And I think that's really an important lesson to learn, Dr. Parker's class, is you can put down a shape, you can put down a color, but there is nothing that says you have to keep that color, you have to keep that shape. You use it as a springboard, poof, to get to the next level. You don't use it as a concrete, must stick with this one idea thing. I never do. You know, I put down these wacky shapes, I get myself all confused, I get flustered, then I start finding my way out and realizing I don't need an eighth of what I put down. It was just there to get me to the next level. All in here, this was all aerosol shapes and aerosol designs that for a little while I was just determined to keep because I thought they added interest and value to you know, the idea of a dress. I wanted to keep the lace, but after several weeks of sitting with it and looking at it, I realized I don't really want to keep it. It doesn't do anything. It just says, look at me, I'm being clever. I've kept this incredibly interesting shape and this orange color. It's, oh, look, I'm just so clever and talented. It really didn't do anything for Twidgy, and that's the person I have to keep in mind. It's the person that I'm representing here. The reference material that I'm using, but the person that is doing something. So that's what I'm doing. I have belt. The belt, I had very fixed shapes, and I was sticking to them, and damn it, that was it. And then a couple nights ago, or a couple mornings ago, when I had some time, I actually redrew some of the circles and added some bits in. And now, it's a, sorry, my neighbor. It's my neighbor, sorry. It's more along the lines of what I wanted. I want it to feel right. I want it to feel like a belt. I want this lace to be an accent, feel like an accent, not an intent. Not something that has to be held in place and fixed and you know, I'm gonna stick to this, damn it, whether it kills the whole painting or not. And the same with the hair. I can see under here, because of the layers I build, I can see where I had shapes going, okay, I can kind of see it. Anyway, I had shapes going in contradictory directions of what I have now. And I'm much happier. When I was fixed on it, damn it, I'm not changing this. It's sticking, the original idea, because I'm wicked smart, and I put it down, and I know what I'm doing. I'm sticking with it. Nah. When I was that way about the hair, and the lines, and the circles, and the shapes that I had in it, it was not very good. So I went back to the reference material, relaxed my mind, let my preconceived notions go, and started following the reference, feeling the ideas and the intent. I've also gone in along the outside and added blacks and blues. Blacks and blues to define. And it's not necessarily a big fat thick line all the way around. It's thin, thick, thin, thick. It's all different measurements of the brush, I guess. Different uses of several different brushes, so that Twidgy stands out. I had a teacher once, I think I had really horrible teachers a lot, but I had a teacher once who saw me do that. This was back in college. And he said, you know, he was telling me, we don't draw lines around things. You need to and this was a great painter. His work is on Newbury Street in Boston. He's part of the Copley Society, which is a very big deal. And he meant well, but he was wrong. He was wrong. in my painting anyway, the smooth edges, leaving the colors, leaving like this yellow up against the shading in the background doesn't work. So I have to go in with the lines, here and there, here and there, here and there, and it helps to define. Now his negativity, and several other teachers, you'll never be an artist, you're not very good, really held me down for a long time. I believed them. I believed them. And it strangled me, kind of like my words are right now. Come here, coffee, I love you. What I try and do, say in these videos, is there is no one definition of how you should paint. There is no one definition of the materials you should use. The teacher is not always right. The teacher is right. And sometimes you have a teacher like Dr. Parker, or possibly me, who can lift you. Who can lift you and make you want to be better, because we are that awesome. And then we pass it on to others. And I think that's it. I'm going to stop because I keep getting lost. I got to go have something to eat. My son got married yesterday. My little pooper bottoms got married yesterday. I have to go float around for a few minutes and then eat something. I will talk to you again soon. Garrett, thank you so much for the email or allowing Dr. Parker to share it with me. And I look forward to seeing more pictures from Dr. Parker's class. I've seen a number of pieces and they're bold. It takes courage to do what you're doing. To say, everybody else is telling me to do this. Becky's doing that. Dr. Parker is trying to get me to see things differently. It takes courage to go, let it go of the preconceived notions. Let go of what other teachers have told you. It takes a lot of courage, but keep it up, and I look forward to more stuff. Ciao.